what's going on? My name is Alicia and today we're going to be doing an affordable makeup tutorial using all products from COLLAB. COLLAB is a new beauty brand that I was fortunate enough to be able to help work on. Today we're going to be using my favorite palette from the brand, which is the Follow Me palette. It's a pro eye palette and it has gorgeous blue shades, a little twist on the warm eye trend, the warm brown eyeshadows. We're gonna be completely turning that upside down and be using very, very cool tone shades. I really hope that you like this look. Check out COLLAB at your local Sally Beauty and enjoy. We're starting off this look with a clean face and coffee because I'm pretty sure I filmed this at 8 in the morning. The first thing we're using is the Fundamental Smoothing Primer, and I'm applying this all over my face to make sure that I have a really nice smooth base for my foundation. And for my foundation, I'm mixing two foundations. I'm using Meet Your Matte Foundation and Bright Spark. Both I'm using in the shade Porcelain, and I'm doing a pump of each, mixing them on the back of my hand, and then just dotting it around my face. I really like how these two play together. They sort of balance each other out, so it kind of tones down Bright Spark and makes it a little bit less dewy, and it kind of amps up Meet Your Matte. So they kind of work nicely together mixed on the skin. So I'm using one of my COLLAB brushes to apply this, making sure that everything is nice, blended into the skin, and there's no weird spots on my face of random foundation that I missed. The concealer I'm using is the No Flaws Concealer. I thought this was in focus and it wasn't, but it's fine. This is the shade Porcelain and I'm applying it underneath my eyes and then just on my activity that's on my jawline. I'm just blending it out with the same brush I used to apply my foundation. I'm going to be using the Kill the Shine Pressed Powder just on the concealer area, so just underneath my eyes and then on my acne, just to make sure, and my smile lines, just to make sure that that is set in place and not going to move. For highlighting, I'm going to be using the Spark My Interest Highlighting Liquid, and I'm using this just on my cheekbones, a little bit on the Cupid's bow, and on my nose. I first used this with my fingers and then realized that using it with the brush that I applied my foundation with actually worked better and kind of just stippled it on. For my brows, I'm using the Shape and Shade Brow Pencil in Ash Blonde. I'm using this to just kind of go over where my microblading got covered by my foundation because I still keep accidentally covering my brows with my foundation just because they come out so much farther. Kind of giving a little bit more shape to my brows because I want them to be a little bit more noticeable, I guess, darker, because my eyeshadow is going to be so much darker. My eyeshadow primer is going to be the Fundamental Eyeshadow Primer, and this is just going all over my eyelids as per usual. And then the palette I'm using is the Follow Me Pro Eye Palette. I really like this palette. We're going in with one of the lighter shades first. This is going on the inner third of the eye and then right into the tear duct area as well. And then the next shade I'm using is pretty much the second lightest color here, and this is kind of the middle of the eye. We're creating a gradient here, so it's easiest just to kind of go from light to dark. Third shadow is this kind of muted stormy blue, which is going into the crease and in the outer corner. This is going to just kind of be a blending out, almost like a transitioning shade. So I'm applying it, but then I'm also going to take a blending brush just to smooth out the edges to make sure that this is nice and soft, because the next color we're using is a lot more prominent, and having something that kind of is already blended out will make it easier to blend this shade out. This is my favorite color in the entire palette, probably in the entire line. It's this gorgeous, very pigmented blue, and here I'm applying it to the crease and then into the outer corners, and then using a fluffier blending brush just to make sure that everything is nice and soft, while also going back in and applying more color where I need it. So right here I'm blending it out, and then I'm taking this brush and just packing color onto the outer corners so that it is nice and dark. I want the lower lash line to be really smoky and vibrant, so I'm taking this Killer Kohl liner in Fanatic and applying it to the lower lash line. It's got a little bit of a bluish tint to it. I'm blending it out, and then I'm just going to take that dark blue with an angle brush and just pack it right on top, and this is going to really make this shade super dark, super sultry and vibrant, and just gorgeous. And then I'm just taking a blending brush just to smoke out the color a little bit and make it nice, smoky, blended, beautiful. I'm going to be taking the Ink Addict liquid liner pen in Work and using this right along my lashes. I don't really want this to look like liner so much as I just want it to make my lashes look thicker, since I'm not using false lashes here. So I'm just kind of stamping it on and then smoothing out the edges. For my mascara, I'm using the Balm Explosive Mascara and just applying that to my lashes and my lower lashes. And then I'm using the Killer Kohl Liner in Vixen on my waterline because it is a super, super black liner. Moving on to my cheeks, I'm using the Sculpting Bronzer in Major, just in the hollows of my cheeks with another COLLAB brush. Using this one just to place it and then blending it out with the blush brush. I'm using the sheer blush in First Base, which is a beautiful peachy shade on the apples of my cheeks. And then I'm going to go in with a highlighting powder in Uncensored and place that right on top of the liquid highlighter that I used earlier on in the tutorial. To finish off this look, I'm using Glow with the Flow Lip Shine in Whatever and applying it onto my lips. I really like this color. It's super, super shiny and has kind of a vinyl finish, but the shade is sort of a My Lips but better color for me. I really hope you enjoyed this look. Check out COLLAB at your local Sally, and I'll see you next time.